For the longest time, I was focusing on the calories and wasn't listening to my body, which resulted in a lot of problems. Focusing on the number on the scale and on what my body looked like, never once listening to how I felt, to my cravings, just because I ate enough calories that day. Let me tell you, now that I say it out loud, it sounds stupid. I always heard that cardio was perfect to lose weight and to get fit, and while yes, it is true, it is only true to a certain extent. That is the wonderful thing about sport, but also the tricky thing. Sports without the right food will still leave you with a bittersweet feeling or leave you unconscious, quite literally in some situations, you know? So while I'm working on my relationship with food, I also wanted to reconcile my mind with my body, which is probably the most difficult part. I always did sports. I literally started as a baby, but here's the thing. I never learned completely to accept the changes that came with age, with life, with your experience, and stuff that happened. Now let's be honest, most of us got influenced one way or the other by social media, diet cultures, Victoria's Secret models that are apparently perfect and society beauty standards, photo editing and so on, right? But why does it have to be like that? So I decided to switch up my following and follow athletes that weren't focusing on the physical aspect of things, but on how you felt after eating and after a workout. I remember training for 2 or 3 hours a day sometimes just to burn enough calories to deserve certain food. But let me tell you one thing, there is nothing you need to deserve. If you want something, eat it. Yes, it is important to find a certain balance, but balance doesn't mean restricting. It doesn't mean that you need to hate your body every time that you eat something sugary or something that has fat in it. As I said, I always heard good thing about cardio, but to be real with you, I always hated cardio, especially jogging. The only times I did it was because I thought I could lose fat faster or because I was forced to do so as a warm-up. So for this week, following the right people, I decided to only do HIIT workouts. Workouts that leave you dead on the outside, okay, sometimes on the inside too, but that's just because my heart ain't used to it, but so alive on the inside. Even though I probably won't do HIIT again for a whole week, but actually, who knows, It was quite hard. I thought I would die a couple of times. I can say that I felt great every single day. The same goes for the food. I listened to what my body was telling me, to what I wanted, and most importantly, I didn't put my focus on the calories. Did I eat more than what my body needs? Apparently, yes, I did, on some days, and it felt great. I noticed that the more I went against what society has taught me, the more I found a good relationship with food, or I started reconciling my relationship with food. We need to stop romanticizing everything we see on the internet and also stop criticizing. If some people eat 3 burgers and feel great afterwards, it should be okay. And if someone eats smaller portions than you, it should also be okay. Now listen, I'm only talking about this to a certain extent. Of course, nobody should cross the line to go to on the unhealthy side. But yet again, do we actually know what healthy food is for our body and our mind? Is it healthy if we only eat salads but are left crying at night because we're craving food, but society is telling us that we look good? Remember, it is not eating a burger, pancakes, fries that is going to make you unhealthy. Quite the opposite, actually, if you ask me. If you move your body for you, not because society has told you to, and if you eat the food that you want, you will be healthy. Bending, as some people call it, can really play with our minds, and it's important to remember that even though, yes, some foods are considered unhealthy if you're overdosing, it won't change your life if you're eating those foods from time to time. Listening to your body and your mind is the most important thing. Quite honestly, I don't remember the last time I ate bad foods, as some people would call them, and didn't feel guilty afterwards. I always thought that I needed to compensate the day off or the day after to be able to deserve those calories. You see the problem, right? But if you don't, it's quite simple. You never should compensate, or you should never think that you need to deserve some food. If your body is demanding certain foods, there is a reason. being it the cause of stress, emotions, cravings, hormones, a bad day, your period, anything. If your body is demanding something, there must be a reason. If I'm telling you this, it's because I think that the way we react to certain emotions impact the way we view our food. For me at least. And putting this in perspective has helped me. Now, I'm not saying that everything we do or every way we react is going to influence the way we see food, but it was the case for me. Talking about my body, to be honest, yes, I did lose a little bit of fat. However, I was bloated some days because HIIT workouts can cause water retention, and I was clearly not taking it in consideration that my body was losing that much water. Because let me tell you, I could have built a pool just with my sweat. I know it's really glamorous. But it happens to a lot of people apparently, so it should be okay if you drink enough water. However, all this isn't the biggest change I noticed during the week, and also not the most important one. Following the right people with the right mindset and not setting limits was so freeing for me. I wasn't that stressed about food because I thought, hey, you know what, it's just for a week and it won't screw everything up. And yeah, while I was right on that, a week of bad eating is not going to change everything and ruin your progress. I was wrong about my mindset. I thought that eating the way I actually wanted to eat without listening to my mind that was telling me that it was wrong was going to screw everything up. And it won't. But I was restricting myself, and it's clearly not the way to go. So by the end of it, I just didn't want to go back. And I'm trying to still eat consciously and listening to my body. And one last thing. It is not because you don't have the body of people that you see online or that you don't have the body standard body that you're imperfect. You are perfect the way you are, and you should always be happy and be nice to the body that you are, because you only have one. On this note, I hope I gave you some inspiration on what to eat. I love you, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye.